Chances are you all know at least one person. Alzheimer's is a debilitating terminal illness that affects your memory and your thinking. And more than likely, we will all be affected by this disease in one way or another. Now let me ask you, when's the last time you got a full night's worth of sleep? What if I told you that missing sleep can actually contribute to the development of Alzheimer's? According to Sharon Goldman, in an article published in News Uncategorized in 2022, one study suggests that sleep deprivation can increase your chances of developing Alzheimer's by 20%. First, let's talk about what happens while you sleep. As you go through the day, your brain takes in all kinds of information. Some of it's useful, and some of it's not. It's just waste or trash. Toxins build up in your brain, waste products from chemical processes, and a protein called amyloid beta. According to the UT Southwestern Medical Center in 2021, this amyloid beta protein is the hallmark for Alzheimer's, and it's toxic to your brain cells. So in your brain, you have these glial cells. According to an article written by Marcos Frank that was published in the National Library of Medicine in 2019, these glial cells detoxify your brain. So you have these glial cells, or housekeeping cells, as I like to call them. They come in when you're sleeping with their little brooms, and they clean away all the trash that built up in your brain throughout the day. Have you ever had a night where you didn't get much sleep, and the next day you had a really hard time focusing? Maybe that's because those glial cells didn't have enough time to clean away all that trash, and now today's trash is just kind of piling on top of it. Well, one thing about these amyloid beta proteins is they're sticky. So when you get a couple of them together, they start to clump, and they form plaques called amyloid plaques. There's a well-known hypothesis for the development of Alzheimer's. It's called the cascade hypothesis. And it's like a scale or a seesaw. The less sleep you get, the more the beta amyloid plaques accumulate. These plaques actually cause difficulty sleeping, so you sleep less. So more plaques form. This continues in a vicious cycle until eventually the scales tip. When this happens, you have Alzheimer's. Now, the tipping of these scales causes a cascade in your brain. Those glial cells, those housekeeping cells, they go crazy. They start running around frantically trying to clean the mess and make everything right. And in all that chaos, they actually clean away or destroy your neuronal synapses. The synapse is that spot between the two neurons where the message passes. It's how they communicate with each other. So when your brain tries to retrieve information and it goes through the neuron and it gets to that synapse that's been destroyed, it can't go any further. It's blocked. You don't remember. This is what causes memory loss that's associated with Alzheimer's. It can start out as simple as you have to write everything down on a sticky note or you can't remember what you're supposed to get from the store. And it ultimately ends with you not remembering the basic things. How to feed yourself, how to walk, who your loved ones are. So the next time you're debating